everybody. So I have just posted, or last night I posted a picture of this work in progress that I am going to create and then auction off on eBay, with the proceeds, the profits going towards the Lupus Foundation of America. So real quick, I'm just gonna talk about what I'm gonna do with this, and then I'll get into the background of why we're doing this. So I think I'm gonna go with an abandoned type look, and I think what I want to do is I want to make one of the walls all brick and then painted two-tone, two different colors. You see kind of way in the back where it says Wilson or whatever that says. So it'll be brick, but it'll be painted brick. It won't be natural brick color. It would be probably a white that obviously I'll dirty up, and then I was thinking maybe, I don't know, maybe a burgundy, but that may be too close to brick, so I may not go that route, but I'll figure it out. But I think I'm just gonna go with brick back here, and then over here is gonna be more cement style. I am gonna add a roof to this one, or a ceiling, roof, ceiling, and I think I'm gonna do something with the floor so it can give it yet another, if you have a figure kind of looking in, then you'd want this to kind of be set up. So I think I'll do that, and I'm obviously gonna hook up the top of the ceiling. I think I'm gonna put some like wooden, I don't even know, beams, I guess, and then probably go with tile flooring and make it kind of an abandoned warehouse type of deal. Definitely gonna have some, some piping or what have you sticking out of the destroyed floor there. So it should be a cool look. I already started with the bricks, and I actually stopped myself because I would have just gone super fast as I usually do, and it's not really focusing. The light's not working. But so anyway, this is the project now. I guess the background is, I work for a nonprofit organization, and I have for a really, really long time, and I think it's just become a part of me to, give back, and not necessarily give back in the name of me, Alex giving back, but more just giving back in terms of if I can, I will, and if any of us could, we should. And whether that's a walk for hunger type of deal that happens here in Boston every year, where people get funded by other people, where you get pledges and you walk the miles, and they commit $1 to every mile you walk or what have you, and then that goes towards feeding the hungry and so forth. So there's a lot of different ways we can help our fellow humans, and so this is one of the ways that I'm gonna be helping out. The reason for the Lupus Foundation is actually based on Boog, who put a video up sometime maybe a few months ago, or a month ago or so, and his mom has lupus, and his sister kind of drives the force behind the family being involved. And I when I watched the video, I thought, man, that's what's up. When you have family and friends that can support you when you have a condition, any kind of condition, is a powerful thing. I live in Boston, and Boston's huge in terms of the Jimmy Fund, which is basically a fund that's set up to help kids with leukemia, and it's a huge deal here in Boston, and they have fundraisers for that all the time, and it's such a moving thing when human beings come together for their fellow humans. And so I figured I wanted to create something to give back, but also to say thank you to the community, the Dial Structure community that has reached 1,500 members. And so it was kind of a dual thing for me. It was kind of one of those things where it's like, good, we reached 1,500. As the administrators, we've already discussed some giveaways, and I was gonna give away a dial, but I said, you know what? Why not throw it on eBay? Start it at $25, and hopefully we can get it up to $200-300. I mean, maybe I'm thinking, on the wild side, but all of that money is going towards the Lupus Foundation. So I'm hoping people bid on it and get it up nice and high, so we can write a check. And this will be from, not from me. This is going to be from the Dial Structure community. So this is something that I'm including all 1,500 plus members as part of this project, and this is going in our name, and it's going to go directly to Boog, and then Boog is going to in turn, and I haven't even talked to Boog about this. I'm just throwing it out here, but I'm sure Boog is not going to mind, where once we sell it, we give the funds to Boog, and then Boog in turn gives it to the foundation as part of the drive that his sister organizes. So that's where we're at with this, man. And the funny thing real quick is that this piece of foam board, I got into a text argument with my 16-year-old son, because he goes to school out in Wellesley, which is maybe a half-hour drive from where we live, 25-minute drive, and he wanted me to pick him up on Sunday, and I told him I was going to do it Saturday. Anyway, we're going back and forth, and so he was kind of mad at me, and I can tell in just the way he was texting me, and he's not a disrespectful kid in any way, but he was just like, fine, I'm gonna hitchhike, and I'm just like, dude, I'm not gonna give you a ride, you should have thought it, I gave you cash. Anyway, he gets home, he finds a way home, so he probably took the commuter rail, which is a service that we have that goes out to further towns, and he got home and he had this piece of foam in his hand, and it said free, and I said, what's that? And he goes, oh, I just saw it on the sidewalk, and I figured you could use it. And it was dope, man, because although we got into this argument and we weren't too happy with each other, he was kind of stressing me a lot, a little bit, and so we got over time and time again. Despite that, to have him bring me this and think of me and not be angry and be like, man, forget you, Dad, I saw a piece of foam board, I'm leaving it right there. He brought it home. So already is good energy within the foam. And it's actually a green foam, which is not, I usually use the pink. And this foam is actually, it feels a little stiffer, which is kind of cool. So I'm really interested to see how it's going to look once the paint goes on. But anyway, so this is segment 1, and I'm going to go through the process, and then we'll go along and hopefully make some decent money for the Lupus Foundation. All right, all right, so here is our progression so far with this piece that will be auctioned off, with the profits going to the Lupus Foundation of America. So I've sped along, and I have pretty much done with most of the painting process. The reason this wall is not painted is because, as I had just said in the last segment, originally I wanted to have a brick on one side and then kind of a cement wall on the other side. And so I was at home, and it's just one of those situations where I didn't feel like carving anything on the cement. And I had already carved the floor and this wall and kind of that roof. So decided to just paint it, and I just was going to take that piece to work with me and work on it, and I just never did. And then the more I walked by it, so I painted it, put it together, and the more I walked by it, and this was just no bricks. It just didn't look right to me, because for the most part, when you see a corner in a building, it's pretty consistent, especially this is an abandoned storage facility type deal, and so that for the most part, you're just going to see a consistent flow of whatever, if it's all brick on the inside, it's going to be all brick. So tonight, a few minutes ago, it's Saturday night, a few minutes ago, decided to just go with the brick. So that's what I did, and it'll be painted the same color as this side. Originally, I wanted to do like a white, I believe, and a beige or something like that. So I stayed within the family of the beige. It's just a little bit darker. I definitely think these two work well together. Went with a red tile floor, a little beat up, mainly because there's an opening up there where this was caved in, and so I'm going to do some of the debris on the floor once everything is said and done. But yeah, I was able to paint the ceiling, painted it in kind of an antique white, which definitely is definitely a good color flow from that antique white to the darker rusty brown, or lighter brown to the darker brown, and then kind of that red. So yeah, so this is where we are right now. Went with kind of a window with I'm gonna actually end up painting this in kind of that that spray paint that I use, that Rust-Oleum, that dented look metal, gunmetal type look. So I'm gonna paint that, and then we're gonna have like an electricity box somewhere here with piping coming off of it. I already have kind of the rebarb hanging from there, and that's glued in, and it's kind of cool because you can kind of shape it any way you wanna bend it up. It'll stay. It's kind of these little waxy type sticks, but what I usually do is I stab a hole in there and I put some hot glue gun and I just kind of stick it in, and it's pretty solid. And this is where we are right now. Another thing that I do is one of my jobs, my part-time job, you know, it's an old church, and they have the shingles on the roof give off these little rocks, these little pebbles that are kind of grayish, white, black, and it fits perfect with this. So I'll glue some and just sprinkle them or whatever. So that'll be that. Maybe some of the debris on the floor. And yeah, we're trekking along. I decided to not destroy the brick, to not really dent it and kind of squeeze it in and having some of them popping off. And one of the reasons I decided to not do it is because this isn't so much a damaged and destroyed building, it's more of an abandoned building. The reason the tile is a little beat up is because tile does get beat up generally over time, and also just the destruction of a hole in that roof and everything kind of crashing down, cracked everything. So that was kind of the thinking behind it, because I was going to originally kind of really get into the brick, but I just didn't want to give it that destroy look, and I wanted to give it more of the abandoned look. So yeah, I definitely did destroy this corner and left this one nice and straight. As you know, in my mind, the wall would have kept going. Over here, just some destruction that could just be that. The building itself, they're about to destroy it, and this is where they started. So that was kind of the thinking behind it, but I definitely like the way it's coming out. You know, most of the paint job is done. When I'm not recording here, I'm gonna paint, give it that black wash, and then let that dry, and hopefully tomorrow or maybe even tonight. It's not too late. It's about 11:20, so maybe I may not do it tonight. I may just do the black wash and let it kind of dry till tomorrow morning, and then just kind of get on it. And hopefully I will be done with this by hopefully midweek, and then I'll put it on eBay, and we'll go from there. I'll definitely keep pushing it, try to get as many people to bid on it. Again, I'm hoping that we can get up close to the $200 range, and that's going to go to the Lupus Foundation of America. So it's definitely a good cause. It's something that's coming. Although I'm creating it, it's something that is going to be in the name of the Diorama Group, the almost 1,600, because we're almost up to 1,600 members. At 1,550 or somewhere in the mid 50, you know, mid 500s. Or 1,500. So yeah, so that's where we're at, man. So airbrushing will be the last step, and with the airbrushing I can really go to town, especially with an opening like this, where you know there's going to be a lot of nastiness coming in, and so that's going to be good. All right, y'all. Peace. All right, we are done. All the details have been added, including the signage on the walls, and some of the details on the floor, you know, including some newspapers, a playing card, just some paper and some debris and so forth. So again, this is a dial that we're going to auction off, and the proceeds, the profits, are going towards the Lupus Foundation of America. We are starting the bidding at $25, free shipping in North America, and then hopefully the goal is to hopefully reach, you know, near $200, close to $200. That'll be great to give that money over to the Lupus Foundation, and anything helps when it comes to these foundations. And so you know, again, the background being that this is something that is you know, affects people all over the world, you know, and it's been around for a long time. And I'm actually gonna start as I keep pushing this dial, I'm gonna keep putting some facts about lupus as part of the description whenever I put pictures in the dial structure page or the ACBA page and so forth, just so that people become aware. I mean, it's always good to give back any way you can, and you know, as some of you know my background and some of you may not, but I've been working in the nonprofit world for 20 years of my life, and started working with young people, and I still work in you know, for a couple of nonprofit organizations actually in all around community. So, you know, ACBA and the Dial Structure Group, you know, I consider it a community. I consider it family. There's people that I'm becoming good friends with, and I've been meeting people from all over the world, which is great. And so it's good to meet new people and make new friends, and within that, you know, lupus is something that obviously I've known about and everybody has heard about at some point, but it hits a little closer to home when you know, when somebody within the family, in this case Bug, is affected in terms of his family, and just to know that his sister is a driving force behind fundraising that they do, and so forth. It's a real powerful thing. So I wanted to give back the only way I knew how, and so this piece is going again, being auctioned off, but it's not something that I want to take credit for. It's something that's coming from the entire Dial Structure community, and that's how we're gonna address it. So some of the details, again, you know, some of the debris on the floor, and then airbrushed the walls to give it kind of that dirty feel, kind of gave it that vent. The ceiling slash roof, kind of cool, man, because it gives it a different dimension. So not only do you have that space for photography, but you also have up top where you can do some different things. And if you play with the lighting, you can get some lighting in there from the top or some lighting from the bottom. But it is prepared where you could kind of put some action figures up top. It isn't magnetized. The top isn't magnetized, so if you do put an action figure in this corner, it's probably gonna fall, but you'll be okay doing it here. I also, one of the ways I decided to connect it was just to kind of build these little slots, and then basically those beams kind of fit right into the slot, and it kind of guides it, which is great because of the airbrush. You can see where the airbrush paint starts and stops. Yeah, so the stats are 12 inches across, 12 inches deep, 12 inches tall. Again, you know, fully magnetized in terms of the walls and the floors and the floor. So at the end of it all, this is what it looks like when it's stacked up. And yeah, man, I'm really hoping again that we get a lot of bids on it, and that people start to kind of spread the word, and let you know, just let folks know that this is being auctioned off, and hopefully I've been getting some good feedback, which is great, and hopefully that translates to it being sold for some decent money, and we can give a good donation to the Lupus Foundation of America. So this is where we're at, man, and yeah, please feel free to ask any questions you may have in the comments. I will be pushing it through Instagram. I'll be pushing it through Facebook, YouTube. I know that Boog is gonna push it, and some other people as well. So you know, this is was a great project. I really enjoyed it, and you know, I'm glad that I was able to be a part of this. Definitely a good feeling to be able to give back. So I'll take a bunch of pictures, and I'll also put the pictures at the end of this video so you guys can get some details, and obviously more pictures on every other social networking site that I'm a part of. All right, y'all, and I am Audi 5000. Peace.